I love Shrek. I grew up on these movies. I was deep into Shrek memes when they ruled the internet. All Star is basically my national anthem. Plan to recreate the first movie's ending at my wedding, and right now I'm literally recording this while wearing Shrek'd up Crocs. Anyway, the point is, with the recent release of the first teaser trailer, I looked at our channel and realised I haven't really sunk my teeth into this franchise, and oh boy, with the avalanche of negative takes about Shrek's new animation style, I thought, why not do something positive? I hope. So once again, I've returned to the halls of DreamWorks Animation. They still haven't kicked me out somehow. This time I have been summoned to discuss one thing: which villains should be in Shrek 5? Because let's be real, what is a Shrek movie without a big bad? And Mr. DreamWorks Sir, you are in luck, because I've been brainstorming and I have come prepared with 5 killer pitches for fairy tale baddies that can make Shrek 5 an all-time classic. Yes, the pen is still hot in my pocket. I'm kind of a slurp, and these are 5 villains that could appear in Shrek 5. Oh, and stick around right to the end of this video for an absolutely nuclear take. Number 5. Lord Farquaad. Kind of. I wasn't really sure if I should include Lord Farquaad on this list. But let's be real, whenever Shrek 5 gets brought up, the whispers of a Lord Farquaad return never die, and honestly, every single Shrek 5 trailer has some kind of Farquaad comeback. Although that's probably just because most of these trailers are just using lesser known footage from the Shrek theme park ride. I mean, you gotta love recycling old obscure clips and tricking people into thinking they're watching something brand new.
And hey, for more tips on making concept trailers to swindle, I mean entertain, the masses, sign up for my new online course, and for a limited time it's only £999 a week. Absolute bargain.
So yeah, I don't really love the idea of just bringing Farquaad back outright, but I do think there's a way to do it that actually makes sense. And that's where the Leshy comes in.
What the fuck is a Leshy?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. The Leshy is a Slavic folklore creature, a mystical shape-shifting forest guardian that can change form at will. And I love the idea of a Shrek villain that can turn into things our heroes fear the most. Shrek perhaps is a vision of Farquaad haunting him. Put in boots, how about Death himself? Oh yes, I want more of him, thank you very much. But perhaps the most interesting would be Donkey. Think about it, we've never really deep dived into Donkey's backstory. I mean, when we first met Donkey, what was he running from? Was he once experimented on, caged and forced to talk? And what if his biggest fear isn't a person, but a feeling? The feeling of being alone. That would hit so hard, and honestly, it would set up that Rumored Donkey spin-off movie perfectly. And on a totally unrelated note, I kind of love the idea of the Leshy being a big bad Russian bastard. You know, because that's just very relevant. Just a little hinting. A little metaphor, if you will. A little help the kids learn some real world lessons. The kind of thing that a lot of adults seem to have conveniently forgot. I mean, think about it. A Russian shapeshifter that can sow chaos, spread discontent, and hide its true identity to manipulate the masses? Yeah, that's basically just another day on Twitter. Number 4. The evil enchantress. How the heck do we not have a witch as the main villain in a Shrek movie yet? I mean, yeah, we've had witches, but I'm talking as the big bad status. For a series that has had so much fun ripping apart fairy tales, it's criminal they haven't done this yet. So when I started this list, this was my first idea. Now I toyed with the idea of Shrek 5 parodying a famous Disney witch, like they've done with so many other characters before, but then I landed on something better. Our evil witch was once a renowned sorceress, part of a prestigious guild of witches, and this guild is going to be filled with a bunch of Disney witch parodies. That's how you do it. Yes, Shrek's version of Maleficent is 100% going to be in this guild, thank you very much. But more importantly, so is the fairy godmother. That's right, we're bringing back the goat in flashback form. But here's the thing, the fairy godmother didn't just rise to power, she changed the entire magical world. Her influence was massive, but when her actions were spotlighted, they disbanded the guild, which left its members shunned and drove magic users underground, including our new big bad witch. She's been forced into the shadows, unable to practice her craft, and now she's ready for revenge. So in terms of her motivation, there's a few ways you could go about this. Maybe she blames Shrek. To her, the fall of the guild, the fairy godmother, and the collapse of the magic economy in Far Far Away, it's all his fault. Or if you really want to tie this into Shrek 2 in another big way, what if the long buried magic from fairy godmother's enchanted contract resurfaces? What if it triggers a hidden curse that forces Shrek's daughter, Felicia, to transform into a human against her will? Bam! And that is now why our heroes have to track down this witch. This is quintessential Shrek, and you know what? You could even play into the Salem witch trials vibe with the guild's downfall. A whole parallel about magical persecution, with the witch as a symbol of this injustice. And let's be real, the witch girlies online would eat this up. Number 3. The Naked Emperor. How could I not include my boy the Naked Emperor, after we here at SLUURP just teed him up as the next major villain for Shrek 5 in our recent concept trailer. Yes, that was a cheap plug. And yes, we were working on that trailer just as Universal decided to drop their official trailer, which meant we had to rework the story of our trailer because of it. But listen, even after all of that, I still think the Naked Emperor is a perfect fit for a Shrek movie. For those not familiar, the Naked Emperor comes from The Emperor's New Clothes, a fairy tale where a vain, egotistical ruler gets tricked into thinking he's wearing the finest outfit ever made, when in reality, he's completely naked. Now, in our concept trailer, we ran with the idea that Felicia had just been announced as heir to the kingdom of Far Far Away. But not everyone's happy about that, because anti-ogre sentiment is rearing its ugly head once again. And yeah, I wouldn't be scared to show the residents of Far Far Away scoffing at the idea of a woman ogre taking the throne as well. I mean, sure, it would outrage the anti-woke neckbeards online, but hey, those are the breaks, man. So throughout this story, I would introduce the Naked Emperor as a pompous, arrogant, absolutely zero self-aware, hence the nakedness, ruler from a far-off kingdom. Someone who believes they should rule far, far away and unite the two lands. And I mean, this dude leans in hard to anti-ogre sentiment. He scares the people of Far Far Away with fabricated stories talking about how ogres are dangerous and uncivilized.
So, Trump.
Yeah, it is Trump. But it's not a parody. The character wouldn't look like him, it wouldn't sound like him, there's no visual cues. I mean, I actually picture the Naked Emperor as more of a sleazy Spanish Lothario type, avoiding any direct connection so the chuds can't rage bait. But underneath all of this, there's also the emotional core. Shrek worrying about Felicia. With anti-ogre sentiment rising and so much responsibility on her shoulders, does he really want his daughter to take the throne? It's a classic daddy-daughter conflict, one that's only made worse by the visions he starts receiving. Segue! Number 2. The Sandman. Oh yeah, we're going 2 for 1 on this bad boy. Because this version of Shrek 5 doesn't just have the Naked Emperor, it also has the Sandman. Now, while not technically a fairy tale character, the Sandman is a mythical figure tied to dreams and nightmares, and in Shrek 5, he's the Emperor's enforcer. His job is to invade Shrek's dreams, filling his mind with nightmarish visions, twisting his deepest fears into horrific realities. Images of Far Far Away tearing apart, Felicia betrayed by the people, Shrek watching as his daughter is hunted down, cast out and broken, and slowly, these nightmares drive a wedge between Felicia and Shrek, making him doubt her ability to rule, which of course only helps the Naked Emperor gain more power and influence. Oh, and yeah, fun fact, we also already featured the Sandman in our Shrek 5 concept trailer. But I've got to be honest, I kind of think we made an error, because in that version we depicted him as a nightmarish phantom-like creature, and thinking about it now, the final reveal absolutely needs to be a Wizard of Oz situation, where we find out that the Sandman isn't some all-powerful force. He's just a lame, ordinary dude, a con artist. It's all smoke and mirrors, kind of like the Naked Emperor himself. Oh, and guess what? That's 100% Universal brand synergy. Wicked, Wizard of Oz, Shrek, fairy tale franchises. You're welcome, Universal. Number 1, the Puppet King. Alright, so this one's kind of an original character, but also kind of not. But just stick with me. When I was brainstorming villain ideas for Shrek 5, I found myself rewatching the teaser trailer, and something stood out. Why the heck did they choose to spotlight Pinocchio so much? I mean, yeah, sure, it was for the gag, and yeah, he's been in every movie, but let's be real, he's a side character. And yet in this trailer, no Puss in Boots, but plenty of Pinocchio? Something isn't right here. Now I know this villain pitch might have me going full tinfoil hat mode.
Speak for yourself.
But what if Pinocchio's bigger role in the trailer actually means he's a bigger player in the movie? And what if the villain is connected to him? That's when I cooked up the Puppet King. Once upon a time, he was a beloved carpenter, a master craftsman who created his greatest work. A wooden boy who dreamt of becoming real. But time moved forward, the world changed, and his creation left him behind. And now this carpenter, well, he's a little unhinged, slightly loopy. When we meet him, he's holed up in a candle-lit lair, a shadowy, creaky old workshop where the walls feel like they're closing in. His only company? A tiny kingdom of puppets that he has created and rules over. He talks to them, he laughs with them, but they can't talk back. And that's the problem. No matter how hard he tries, he's never able to recreate his masterpiece, Pinocchio. That's right, the Puppet King is none other than Geppetto. I mean, come on, I am cooking. Shrek has always been at its best when it flips fairy tales on their head. And Puppet King Geppetto, he's got real motivation. I mean, Pinocchio spent years running around far, far away with other fairy tale creatures. He forgot about his maker, and Geppetto, he never forgot about Pinocchio. So he grew resentful, maybe even so much so that he starts experimenting with dark magic, trying to perfect a spell that would bring his puppets to life again. And that's how we tie it to Shrek's family. You see, Felicia, she's half ogre, half human, a hybrid, something unnatural by fairy tale standards. And Geppetto, obsessed with creating life, sees her as proof that flesh and magic can mix. He wants to use her to turn her into a puppet, or worse, complete his life-giving spell. Come on, tell me you can't see that working.
No, I can't see that working actually, no.
And that's our list! 5 fairy tale baddies that can make Shrek 5 an all-time classic, but now it's over to you. Which of these villains do you want to see the most? Did I completely nail it? Or did I miss someone obvious? Leave any and all thoughts in that comment section down below, and hey, if you're not subscribed, then what the heck are you doing? SLUURP is the place for all things Shrek 5, DreamWorks, and chaotic movie theories and pitches. And if you love this video, we have got a Shrek 5 concept trailer waiting for you right now, so hit that link and check it out. And we're gonna roll a little bit of that for you right now, but before we do, I've been kind of a slurp, and here is my nuclear take that I promised you. I think the Shrek animation hate is so overblown. Okay, that's it, I'm out of here.
So you're telling me the Emperor is working with some pajama-wearing dust fairy to mess with Shrek's brain?
Not just any fairy. The Sandman.
Sleep, Shrek. Let me show you your fears.
Where are we?
This is the place I see in my nightmares.